It's March and time for a new giveaway. We've got a 2-axis setup by Syrup, a Genie and a Genie Mini, and this great magic carpet. Go to theslantlens.com and sign up today. This is one winner for this entire setup. Get over there today. Hi, this is JP Morgan.
And Lars Lindstrom.
And it's Photo Video Trends for the month of March.
March.
We're already at March.
I forgot what month
Me
it
too.
is. Oh,
Me too.
Man.
And I just got back from WPPI. I mean, literally, just got back about an hour ago from WPPI. So lots to talk about that went on there and kind of some exciting news and kind of go after it.
Academy Awards happened.
Academy Awards happened.
Were there any surprises?
No, I don't think so.
Spotlight was a surprise.
Well, you know what? In the beginning, I kept going, what? Mad Max again?
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
All the below the line stuff went to Mad Max.
Yep.
So, it was an incredible movie.
You know, absolutely. So, but Revenant, I thought I thought that who's the Leo's in Revenant?
Tom Hardy.
I thought he was fabulous. He was fabulous.
He was good. He mumbled a lot.
He did.
So I can understand not giving him the Academy Award. To me, it was like a Lifetime Achievement Award for Leo.
It was.
Right?
Leo had to get it just because Leo hasn't gotten it yet.
He hasn't gotten it yet. And he ate a liver from a buffalo. It was a real liver.
Method actor.
Method actor.
Not so method.
That's not acting though.
No, it's not. It's like, and we're not going to beat you up.
Right.
It's like, that's not method acting.
No,
that's just plain.
That's life.
Yeah.
That's just life right there. Man.
But and Best Director, I thought that was pretty fabulous.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Alejandro.
Yeah. Alejandro.
Iñárritu.
I have no idea how to say it. But so 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, and 3 years in a row for Chivo. Best cinematography.
So he's fabulous. So.
He is fabulous. And that makes 5 years in a row that the Arri Alexa has won the best cinematography category.
That doesn't surprise me.
If you count the Alexa 65, 20% of those shots. So
was it 20%?
20% apparently was Alexa 65, and the rest was Alexa.
Fabulous. Well,
yeah.
There you go. So it was an interesting year.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, so just got back from WPPI, so let's talk about some of the things that I saw there.
Please.
So I'll start off.
Yeah.
Of course, being a Tamron fan, as I am, the most important thing, and you've seen it on our channel already, they have the new 85mm 1.8 that came out, and they reworked their 90mm macro lens as well, which is a 2.8.
So do you know if it's improved optics at all, or is it the same?
You know, as I talked to them there, and I shot with it, it's extremely sharp. I think they're trying this whole new line of lenses. They're trying to get them all so they're housed the same.
Yeah.
They all focus the same direction. They all focus like Canon.
Yeah, that was my biggest difficulty with the other 90mm macro, was that it was just the housing was a little bit more plastic. But all their newer lenses they've come out with the last 2 years have just been really robust.
Yep, and this is in that same line. So I think they're trying to kind of finish up that line.
Great. So
I'm guessing, but you'll see a 24 or 2.8 or 2.1.8 before the end of the year.
A 24 1.8?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another thing that I really like about the lenses is that the aperture is consistent throughout. Yeah. Right. So they have a
45, a 35, now an 85,
and all 1.8.
All 1.8.
That's great.
So
cool.
And
very nice.
Then a 90, I thought it was 2.8 though.
Yeah. The macro.
So, the macro. But then I'm looking 24, although maybe it'd be a 20. 21.8.
It's because they have a 35. I'd be interested in a 20.
Yeah. It'd be really nice. It'd be cool. See a 20.
Great.
So
great.
So that was very cool.
Okay.
And also, well, anyway, go ahead. What have you got?
The DJI Phantom 4. So it's they've really figured out the technology in enabling you not crashing. Which is really great. It's a great thing, right? So that was like the main improvement on this new Phantom camera slash quadcopter. The second thing is the 4K video. It's the same sensor, but it's an improved lens. So you're not gonna get so much chromatic aberration and loss of sharpness on the edges, but you can also do 120 frames a second at 1080p mode.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Which is pretty cool.
That is fabulous.
So I'm interested in it, and because I have the Phantom 1, like the very first one.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but it mostly sits in a box. And so mostly because
I remember that. Yes, I do.
Because my batteries were doing something funny, so they just they'd be going great, and all of a sudden they would just go.
I tried to catch it.
Yeah, you should probably have some scars on your arms.
Cut both my arms on the propellers. I don't think I caught it. I think I did catch it. Maybe not.
No, you caught it. Well, you broke its fall, that's for sure. So
throw yourself under it.
Yeah. No, go catch it. Run, catch it. I have a controller. I can't do you. Go catch
obedient.
it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm excited about it. I think the new improvements sound pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, that's fabulous. Well, they had it there at the show.
Yeah?
They did.
And it's got the follow me feature, and
so that is so exciting. I mean,
it is.
So I'm excited. I'd like to get a hold of one of these. And we've talked to them about sponsor. Tell them, write them, and tell them they should sponsor the Slanted Lens and send us a helicopter. So
we'll do an affiliate link down in the description.
Absolutely.
You guys can go buy one.
Yep.
It's $1,400.
Yep.
Pretty good deal.
Which is the way we are sponsoring these Slanted Lens, is our affiliate link. And we have a great connection with B&H and with Amazon.
Yeah.
And B&H, I met a lot of the guys from B&H. Fabulous guys.
Good people.
Absolutely.
Really great people. The store is great. People are great. Yeah.
So sponsor the Slanted Lens. Keep us going. Keep trends going. Keep photo video trends going by sponsoring the Slanted Lens through the affiliate link. Anyway, talking about 4K, of course, the whole rage of the show was the A6300 by Sony.
We kind of briefly mentioned it last time. We didn't really dive too much into it, but it's a pretty popular camera. People are talking
shooting
about
that thing 11 frames a second.
Woo!
You know, I mean, I'm shooting on this thing, and it just cranks it. I mean, it just cranks it, and it's fabulous. It really is. And you don't lose the. I mean, you're seeing the viewfinder, you're seeing the frames as you're looking through it. It doesn't kill you.
Have they disconnected those yet?
No, you can't do it. So that's what they tell me. But
all right.
So anyway, it's a crop sensor. So it's that smaller crop sensor.
Yeah, but it's such a tiny little camera.
It's, you know what? I'm thinking if I'm a vlogger, I would have this camera.
Yeah.
This is a small little camera you can zip around and do your stuff with. It's
I think
really
Sony
easy.
owns the market share in the vlogger sphere.
You know, that and the Panasonic. A lot of people are using it.
My wife was telling me, she's really into like makeup tutorials and blogs and people's lives and stuff. So she's on YouTube all the time. She's telling me for some reason they all seem to have the Sony camera. So I'm thinking it's the A6000, and I think this is going to be the new one.
This will be the new one.
Yeah.
I think this one has a lot of capability. Well, you got the 4K capabilities on that sensor. I was in one group, they're saying, hey, this is the next cinema camera, you know, and I'm going, no, this is not a cinema camera.
And that's fine. That's fine.
That's never going to be the case.
You can't win them all.
No.
And that's by design.
Yeah, exactly. This camera does it all, and it'll take your dog out and walk it, you know.
I don't think it will.
No, I don't think it will.
I don't think so. Although 11 frames a second, you know, that's just about as fast as you need.
It's just that small.
Any
it's very
faster
compact.
than that, you call it video.
Exactly. It's getting to close. Very close. It's called. Okay. So, but the other thing that Sony did, which is really the next step they had to do, is they came out with 3 what they call G lenses. Okay. And the G glass is a 2470, 7200, 2.8s across the board. I think a 35 millimeter. I think is it 3514.
Yeah.
Okay, so those 3 lenses, G glass, they say that the glass has been milled. They are made for 8K. They're made to last. They're saying these are glass. It's
the glass of the future.
It's the glass of the future. And you know what? I shot on them. I looked at them. They are really, really sharp. Yeah. They're clean. They're great lenses. So, but it works with everything. You got. I'm going. You know what? I have to give in.
Yeah.
But I'm an old guy and I have bad eyes. But when I click on the face recognition on a Sony lens, on a Sony camera,
Snaps.
And I followed a person all around the floor of the convention and just let it roll, it didn't matter where they walked.
No way.
And it didn't matter how close they got.
So if somebody passed the frame?
You know what? It's what it doesn't do, which they used to do in that, is it doesn't just freak out. It floats.
What?
And then it picks it up again.
No way.
Absolutely.
That is
If the person
crazy.
leaves the frame, it would float. And then when the person came in, it would pick them up again.
Now,
I'm sure
awesome.
you can trick it. I'm sure. I'm not telling you. This is so amazing. You know.
But I mean,
if
you're not trying to trick it, then it should work pretty good.
If you're not trying to, this is really it's pretty solid. So I'm thinking with a Movi or with a glide cam, you're trying to follow focus. This is a dream. It's a dream.
Underwater.
What's that?
Underwater, because those housings don't let you access the lens at all.
Oh yeah.
Underwater.
You're right. So underwater, that's a great application. You can use the focus underwater. Well, I'm telling you, I was pretty impressed. So, yeah.
All right.
So I'm really leaning towards the A7R2.
I think it's gonna be and
I'm still leaning. It's been out for like 20 years. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about the Ursa, which I saw again. I saw it.
We've seen it a bunch.
I tapped on it. Still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It projects an image on a TV, and you go, "That's pretty cool. I'd love to project an image on my commercial clients or something."
Exactly.
But yeah. No, I think A7, get a couple A7Rs, throw a couple of those audio attachments if you're going to do some interview stuff.
The audio I loved on those on the Sony because you slide it right into the hot shoe and it automatically lays the sound right to your card, you know, on the clip, which is fabulous. And also they had a lav set that does the same thing. the receiver of the lav set plugs right into the hot shoe, and it's dropping it right onto the card.
So if you're running gun, if you got a little lav on,
stick a lav on somebody, and you're right back to the card.
That's the future.
Fabulous.
That's the future right there. That's great.
It's just So anyway, great stuff, Sony. So
Cool.
what else we got?
Let me take a look at my cheat sheet here. So we got Voigtlander.
Oh yes,
That's a company you don't hear too much about.
No.
But they've got 3 super wide full frame lenses coming out that are M mount, so for Leica right now, but you can adapt that. A 10 millimeter 5.6, a 12 millimeter 5.6.
Oh my.
And a 15 millimeter 4.5 T-stop lens or f-stop lens. But what's cool about it is that they've got declicked apertures. All you have to do is just like twist a screw, and it goes from clicked to declicked. So you can go from photo to video mode pretty simply.
Yeah.
And it's about $1,000 for the 10, and then $750 and $700 respectively for the lenses.
Boy, that's pretty reasonable.
You know what? It really
reasonable.
is.
Yeah.
It really is for like a cool. I mean, Voigtlander is just like their vintage stuff is legendary, and I don't know. And it's such a cool name. It's fun to say, Voigtlander.
Voigtlander.
So,
It's got to be good.
It's got to be good. It's got to be good. They're making lenses for Leica, you know. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
So those are cool. I think they'd be pretty interesting to take a look at.
You know, while we're geeking on lenses, the Rokinon, the cinnamon lenses, Tor had them at the show, and so I'm looking. Those are pretty amazing.
Were they good?
They are.
I did
They're
not.
solid, and I have no idea how they perform. He just handed me one. I'm going, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Well, you put anything in a giant metal
I think
case.
Ken's having convulsions back there. Ken at this going,
camera
no.
My only complaint with that is
We can know when we're on. Ken's going, no.
yeah. My biggest complaint about the lenses is the price. If you're gonna charge that much for a cinema lens,
Doesn't make any sense.
then get something reputable. Get the FF series from Schneider. Get the CP series from Zeiss. At least you'll be able to rent that stuff, and it's got a name. Maybe the sharpness is the same. I don't think it is.
Yeah,
but if you're gonna charge pretty close to that same price, just step up and get
step out.
Zeiss or Schneider.
Okay, well, I got another one here. I thought it was great. This is called a case relay. It's by Tether Tools.
Okay.
This is so needed. There's a lot of things out there where you can plug it. You take the battery out, you put a cable that plugs into the wall.
Right, but then as soon as you attach,
this is a USB version.
Okay.
Which means you can take it on location. You plug your camera in the back, and I got cables for both Sony and for the A7, or Sony and for the Canon.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about it is that this little case relay has a battery in it. So while you're powering your camera, it's got a full battery charge in the case relay, and then the case relay plugs into just any USB battery.
Okay.
And this one has 10,000 amps.
milliamps.
10,000 milliamps. So when you combine this together, if you're doing time lapse or something, this thing can go all night. This is really made to last long. And the nice thing though is if you start to see this battery starts to go low, you can unplug it, you can hot swap it because this has got a battery in it, so you can plug a new one in and just keep going.
So if you wanted to do like day-long time or like 2-day or 3-day time lapses, you get a couple of these guys and then one of these, and you could pretty much go.
I'm going to use this doing interviews. I'm tired of the battery, changing the batteries out constantly, especially on Sony. Get a couple of these, you set it up on the Sonys, and you can do your interviews and let it roll, and you don't have to keep changing the batteries.
What I would love...
I think this is a fabulous tool.
Tether Tools. I would love something like this in a hot shoe capable mount, right?
Oh, for the battery?
Yeah, and don't make it so long, but make it a little bit more boxy, like a cube.
A little square,
Yeah, so it's that you can put the weight up on top and just get a little hot shoe adapter. Maybe just put a quarter 20 in one of these guys so that you can adapt something like that. Because right now, where the heck am I supposed to put this? It goes on the ground. Unless I put Velcro on the back and
you can Velcro on the back of it, or you can. There's a lot of things you could use. You could use a spider holster. It's got a little clip that will Velcro on it, and you could put that right on your tripod.
Just like a little belt thing.
Well, no, it's
tripod?
not a belt. It's just a small one. The Spider Monkey is an AB clip.
Huh.
You can put one clip on your tripod, the other one on this, and clip it on there.
All right, there you go.
But this isn't even the most exciting part. I mean, this is cool.
Yeah.
But is this just any USB?
So you can hot swap. And
hot swap, you can plug it into the wall with a little USB charger on the wall. But anyway, I think, and for a lot of applications, interviews, time lapse, all that work. Anyway.
Nice.
So, lots of great stuff.
Light Panels is an LED manufacturer, and I have 5 of their lights. I really, really like Light Panel stuff. Just came out with a new Astrolight. It's 1x1. So rather than having individual lenses, they probably still do, but it's a soft source right out of the box. So they've been able to figure out a way to, because right now it's a little bit of a hard throw, and you can see a little bit the shape of the individual lenses. So this new light takes care of that, soft light, so kind of pretty.
So what is the price range? What are they?
They're probably $1,300, $1,400.
So how do you think that compares to that Roscoe 210, which I love, the Silk 210?
The 210 has a different shape. It's a little bit more like a Fat Boy from like a Kino 2x4. So it's a little bit longer.
It's a little longer.
So you're going to get a different shape in the eye, which is probably a good thing. Like I said, what I do with my light panel lights is I'll put a 4x frame with light grid or full grid or something right in front of it. Yeah. So I get a 4x4 foot source, and I'll bring it right up close to the face, so it kind of wraps nice and soft.
Wraps sweet, yeah.
So I've never really needed a super soft throw. What it's going to be really great for are run and gun, maybe E&G type style shooters. Yeah. They just need to throw up a light. But I'll tell you, the Roscoe, I mean, it's apples and apples. They're two wonderful lights. I mean, we used that Roscoe light, and it had a beautiful throw, and it was super soft and perfect coming right out of the thing. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'd love to compare them.
The light panels, you can put batteries on them.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. They've got battery adapters. Perfect. You can UV mount or AB mount.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. All right. Well, I saw another one at the show. This is a still photography thing, if there ever was one, but actually one that I was very impressed with. Okay. I wasn't sure it was going to be at first, but it's called the Spin 360 or 360 light. It's not the strobe. This is just a small speed light. Okay. But this thing is opaque. It's most people look at it and they go, "Oh, is that supposed to soften the light?" No, it's opaque. So what you do is, if I come up to a subject matter, getting close like this, it's giving me the strong light of this on the subject of face, and then this now it becomes a bounce fill. Oh, interesting. So for using for a still photographer, but that's one thing that's great. But I liked it better when you're doing stuff like you bring it up like this and you bounce it away from you. So now you get a nice light from the side, or you come to the side like that. I now get a side light here. Yeah. Yeah. And if you've
got a wall over here, something like that, you can get a real pretty shape.
Absolutely. If you turn it just a little bit, you now get a little bit of kick from the front and a nice light from the side. So I was really impressed what the guy could do with this thing. Yeah. Just standing there, and it's a run and gun piece of equipment. It's made for doing weddings. It's made for it's made for that world. Super lightweight. There's different covers for them. There's a couple of different little more diffused or not. Yep. So I just thought it's called Spin 360. I'm going to test it. I'm going to use it and see how it works. But I was very impressed with it. And new company. Guy just was there. You go to WPPI and there's the person who's got their table. And they're so excited to be there, because it's their first show, And I'm looking at his product and I'm going, I hope your product's good, dude. Yeah. And I'm looking at it going, and it was good. It was fabulous.
There was one there that was good.
Because there were others I looked at and I'm going, oh man, dude, how much did you spend for this booth? I feel bad for you. Yeah. But no, this one's fabulous. I liked it a lot.
Cool. Sigma's got a new lens. Oh. So that they're super fast, 18 to 35, 1.8. They've got a new lens. It's a 50 to 100, 1.8. So I don't get it. That to me is not. I mean, the 1.8 thing is really cool, but that focal range is like, I don't get it. First of all, the 18 to 35 it's a perfect focal range. It's great, but you should understand that 35 to 50 range is where most of your shooters are going to be. Yeah. And so why didn't they pick it up from give me a 35 to 85 1.8 for crying out loud? Yeah. Wouldn't that be the coolest thing?
That would be fabulous.
A 35 to 85 1.8, I would buy that in a heartbeat. But I don't know what to do with the 50 to 100. Because at that point I'm going, I'll just throw a prime on it.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Throw the 85 on.
I'll throw the 85 on. I know what it does. It's beautiful, whatever. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how sharp it is at 1.8, because the 18 to 35 is a beautiful lens. I have it in PL, and I love it for a lot of cinema stuff. It's quick. Although I haven't been using it. Did I tell you I got an ingenue?
No.
Cinema lens.
You did?
Yeah. It's a 16 to 42. It's really, really sharp, and the highlights bloom. It's the prettiest lens I've ever seen in my life. So I don't really use this other one too much anymore.
You got like a lens museum.
Yeah. I love lenses.
Yeah, well, who doesn't,
right?
Yeah. you want one of each.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes two of each.
Exactly. One is never enough.
I know. Because what if
one's good, two is much better.
It's much.
I'm telling you right now.
It's much better. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what the photography and videosphere think of this new lens? What do you guys think? Are you interested in it?
Yeah,
Gonna buy it?
let's hear about it.
Yeah.
What would you? Why would you use it? Why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah.
You know, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Yep. So Peak Design has what I think is very interesting, but they have a clip. It's called? It's Peak Design as a company, and they make great clips to be able to attach your cameras, like to your backpack or something, just easy access when you're climbing, doing things. They have a thing called a Capture Pro, which is a plate. And I'm hoping I'm getting all this right, and I'll probably get a lot of people saying, "You didn't get it right," but this is what I'm remembering. So the plate, you can hook it on your belt. You can hook it onto a back strap, you know, a backpack strap, which is nothing, I mean, that's been around for a long time. But what they have now is a device that hooks into it, and it's got on it either Canon or Sony places for lenses on each side. So you hook your lens in it, and so you're shooting, you pull your lens off, you hook it into the other side.
So it's got like a mount.
It's a mount that goes on there, and it's got back-to-back back caps for lenses. And so you got a lens.
Tight.
Oh yeah, no, they are. So you got one lens hanging there. It locks in just like on your camera.
Okay, cool.
Locks in just like on your camera.
Yeah.
I played with it.
Oh, nice.
So you turn it, lock it in. So you got a lens on your side there. You take the lens off your camera. You turn it, and it's got a little thing that pops it out.
Cool.
Click it in. Put the new one on your camera. So it's so easy to change the lenses. And to be able, and when you're shooting like weddings and things, it is so hard to be able to change a lens. You got your hands full of a million things. This is just a great place to let the lens sit there and change them. I can't remember what it's called now. I'm so upset. Anyway, Peak Design.
Peak Design.
Check it out.
I'm sure
I
it's gonna
checked
be
their
super
webpage.
cool.
I don't see it. I don't see it up yet. So maybe it just came out, but it was just, it's flipping the lens back and forth, and it just gives you the ability to change the lenses really fast. So.
That sounds great. I've had that problem so many times, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's like bigger lenses would be difficult, I would imagine, right?
Well,
like if you had a 70 to 200.
What they do, though, with that is that it pulls out and locks up, side, or so it's got a place. So it's like you pull it out, rotate it, and it clicks in the next spot. So on a big lens, you pull it out, you turn it, click it. Now it's sideways. You take your big lens and click it on there, and it locks it there. It won't rotate.
Okay.
You take your other one off, and then you pull it out and let your lens hang down.
Huh.
So it's a good design.
Neat.
It's a really good design.
Awesome. I want to take a look. Cause I mean, I've even shooting videos sometimes I've had that problem.
And it clips on anything. Clip it on your belt. You can clip it on your backpack. You can clip it on your camera bag. I mean, it's made
That's
to
the
just
other
clip
thing,
on
too.
anything.
It's like either I take my big, shoulder bag with me and I put like a few lenses in it, and then I can run it, and you drop the bag and you're trying to change this thing. Or if I had because I'm usually between, my 50's my go-to, right? But then like a lot of times I'll want an 85 or like I've got a 21 that I'll put on sometimes. So it'd be nice to have those two lenses that I can just kind of go back and forth from. Cool. Well, that's all I got.
That's all I've got too.
Cool.
I don't think I have
I think
anything
that
else.
means we're done with this segment.
That means we're done with this segment. And I'm sure there were a ton of other things at WPPI.
Yeah.
I love WPPI just because, and this is not an ad for WPPI, but maybe it is. It's just great to be there with other photographers, to hear other people speak, to see the things that they're interested in.
I've never been to WPPI.
No, it's a very wedding. It's very wedding portraiture. One thing that came up there I thought was very interesting is one of the people. His name is Gary Fong, I think.
I know Gary Fong. Everybody knows Gary Fong.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, the like this guy adapter.
Yes, that's him. That was the guy.
Yeah.
He's talking about the A6300 going, you now will not ever have a still, in the future, he said 10 years, mark my word, 10 years, there'll be no still photographers on set. You'll just be shooting video, and you'll go through and you'll go, I like that picture, I like that picture, I like that picture. And he had an album that he had done this with. He'd shot all this video, and you go in there and it's all been pulled frames from 4K, and that's the album.
First of all, what a nightmare.
Yeah, can you imagine?
So instead of having 3,000 photos from the wedding, you now have 70,000 photos.
You're now
to
culling
choose from.
70,000 photos.
That sounds like a nightmare, first of all. Second of all, he's wrong.
Yeah, he is wrong.
He's wrong.
He is wrong.
Gary Fong
He
is
said,
wrong.
mark my words, in 10 years. Mark my words, in 10 years you will be shocked.
I'm going to set a notification on my
In 10
calendar
years.
for 10 years from now. All right? And we will see who was right.
The thing he did not talk about, which was unfortunate, but he did not talk about the fact that video is about blurred frames. That's what fills in the motion, So every frame is blurred. It's a 50th of a second.
Now you have to shoot 150th of a second, and it's and so your video is kind of worthless. So what's the point?
Exactly. Or you shoot your people like stills. Stand really still and let me shoot some video of you.
That's
okay,
great,
now we
guys.
got that shot, Brian shot.
Looking great, looking real nice.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to have, first of all, 10 years is not enough time to educate people on
No,
how stills are now going to be shot.
to change
So I'll
that
tell you,
world.
even with the cinema camera, I'm shooting weddings on C100s. I've got glide cams and shoulder rigs and stuff, and they're going.
They're still sitting there.
You know, and it's video, guys. Oh, haha. You know, so we're still not educated there. You know, so it's not gonna.
No,
happen.
he's wrong. I think it's just it's a fun thing to talk about, you know, and have a little class about. But in the end, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was interesting to me, and I'll make a prediction. Here's my prediction from WPPI. It was fascinating to me that I saw more conversation about strobes there than I've seen in a long, long time. And so I think we're leaving the era
Naturalism.
of just natural light, don't do anything. You know, and we're going to the era of, you know what, you're in a black box and you got to shoot and there's no light and, you know, you got to make it happen. And so I think the reality of the work that has to be done is starting to hit with people. I mean,
As cool as light sensitive sensors are, they just don't look as good. Like if you light naturally, sometimes you can find situations where it's very pretty, but that's not the point. The point with strobes is that you can create a situation that's pretty every time.
yeah.
And so
Every time.
the
You have
natural
control.
the natural thing's cool, and the ability to shoot in low light every time anywhere is really cool for sticky situations. But if you're a pro photographer, you've got to figure out strobes.
Well, these are weddings, but even for weddings, I mean, the one photographer is saying, "Look, I walk in to do the brides, you know, getting dressed, and there's no windows in this room."
Right.
You know, he goes, "What do I do?
Tungsten
I'm shooting
light
with
up top?
tungsten." You know, I mean, he's going.
Not even tungsten. They're all
Yeah.
like these mercury things.
Exactly.
So it's like 4100 plus 7 grain. Like, what are you supposed to do with that, man?
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So I mean, just that whole. So I think strobes and the need to light is being understood more and more by people, and I think we'll see a dawn back to more strobe lighting and just.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a different look and
Yeah.
more portable, more stuff
Yeah.
like this, more portable.
You think so?
Yeah, I think a lot more portable.
Because that
and-
doesn't get you a natural look.
No, it can.
Can
It can.
you?
If you're bouncing out of a wall,
Yeah,
you do
that's
it right.
true.
No,
That's
it can
true.
look really soft and look like a window light. Absolutely.
Okay.
Just done
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still in love with strobes. I mean, I just am. You just
Right.
haul them and you can do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
I saw a kid talk there about cinematography and his work.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he had fabulous work. He really did. Except he said, "I just don't light." And I'm going, "No, you don't." It's not a badge of honor, dude. Your work is like 90% there. If you just lit it, it'd be fabulous. I'm going, all it took would be just I mean, not much.
Just a little shape here, bud.
Yeah, it
Little
would
neg
not be
fill here,
much.
bud.
So anyway, there's the thought. So you gotta, I think just a little bit light. Anyway,
Yeah.
a little thought from WPPI. Great show. And so let's move on to our next segment. So this is Photo Video Trends, and that was our news and reviews for the month of March. So remember, to keep us alive, got to go to our affiliate link, either Amazon or B&H. And if you have any needs and things you need to purchase there, this is a great item to pick up on our affiliate link.
It is.
Really is. And it's something that's reasonably priced, and everyone can use one if you're doing any kind of long format. You
Yeah.
know, you're going to keep your camera on for a long time, so check that out. So all right, let's keep those cameras rolling, keep on clicking. The Slanted Lens business coaching class is back. For those of you who didn't join us last time, you missed out. Has your business grown like you wanted it to? We'll help it grow. Get involved with us. It's time to go. Go to theslantedlens.com/business class, and I'll help you grow your business. Hi, this is JP Morgan. We've got our first workshop coming on April 30th. We're going to be at a fabulous airplane museum here in Los Angeles. I'm going to show you how to work on location in all different types of lighting situations, and then I'm going to let you take great images for your portfolio. Jillian's going to end up our day with some fabulous editing tips that'll help take those images and really set them apart. It's on April 30th. You'll love it. Go to theslantlens.com and sign up today. It's a very limited group, so you better get over there. Hi, this is JP Morgan.
And Lars Lindstrom.
And it's time for Photo Video Trends and Questions and Answers.
Questions and comments.
Your questions and comments, we're going to answer them today on Photo Video Trends.
We know what we're doing.
We sure pretend like we do.
Cool.
All right, first one.
You know, go ahead. I was checking to see if we had a backlight. For some reason, it dawned.
We
Like,
can't work without a backlight. It's in the contract. No backlight.
It's like-
we do not go on.
So I was looking at you, and I was going.
Do you have a nice rim light?
Yeah, you do. It's like, do we have a backlight on this? No. We do. All right. So first question. Here we go.
Yeah. Production's going up around
That's
here.
the problem with being a cinematographer or photographer. I'm always looking at the lighting, and it kind of distracts me all the time. We do. Okay, great. All right. This is from Let's see, I'm a 16-year-old photographer from Saudi Arabia. I shoot mainly sports, but I'm trying out other genres of photography. I want to try portrait photography out with 1 or 2 flashes with reflectors. If I want to make money, who should I sell my work to? Student to my school and grow from there, or be a professional sports photographer? So shooting on a 70-200 f4 Canon lens, probably like a T5i or something like that. So Eli. Yeah. I think honestly what I would do if I were you is not charge at first, because you're 16 years old, you're super young. Look, if I were a 16-year-old with this much focus, I'd be in a very different place than I am now at 30. So I would pick a couple of friends that maybe you want a couple of portraits, maybe they're dancers or they want to try acting or something like that, and just say, hey, let's this Saturday, let's go out and just shoot some photos at this cool place. Do it for free. Don't charge anything, and then put it up on your portfolio, create a little website from there, and word will get out. And you start doing this at 16, it's like investing young. It's like by the time you're 24, you'll be a super pro, and everyone will want to use you.
Absolutely. I mean, that's great advice.
Yeah.
Get them all on Instagram. Start sharing all your friends and get them up on Instagram and kind of make a lot of, just let that become your calling card, and you'll see this thing grow. You'll learn in that process. When you're not charging people, how upset can they be if it's not amazing?
It's good for you. It's good for you too. You have to remember, it's like I still do free things from time to time, because you feel it out and you go, okay, what's the value for me here? And if there's value, and there will be for you in doing this, then you do it for sure.
I think though, if you're doing sports photography as well, don't put that. Do it all. I mean, you're young. Keep shooting the sports stuff. Let that grow as well.
Totally.
I mean, photography for most photographers, you may have an area you specialize in, but you still shoot a lot of different things, and just it helps you kind of hone your skills, and you'll understand. Even as a sports photographer, you will have to shoot portraits. I can't tell you how many times a good sports photographer will have to shoot the quarterback, Tom Brady, or the manager, or a lot of the guys who do sports do portraits all the time. So those two worlds go together extremely well.
And commercial.
Absolutely. So keep working those areas, and just get on Instagram, get a following, and get people loving what you do, and they'll make you take their money.
Yes, eventually they will. Great.
All right, Robert Orber. Am I saying that right?
Ober.
Sure. February Twins. Lars, why did you not correct Jay when he continued to use the term 4K when he meant UHD? Aren't you a genuine DP? Most folks seem to be missing the fact that unlike its competitors, the 1DX2 and its predecessors shoot real 4K at 4096 by 2160. The others shoot UHD at 3840 by 2160. This may cause me to switch to Canon if Nikon does not announce 4K soon. These are standards, and the distinction matters.
Applebox video. Here's a comment. How big are they if you ever wanted to make your own?
Oh, that's a great. You know what? I can't remember. They're 28 by.
You did make your own.
I did.
Most of the Apple. In fact, you even customized one.
Yep.
So you did a double apple.
I did a double apple. I love the double apple.
Double apples.
I learned.
They are the greatest.
They are the best. You know what it's called? It's called the Tom Cruise. Oh. It's called the Tom Cruise.
I thought a full apple was called Tom Cruise.
No, it's a
double
apple.
Double
and a
Tom
half.
Cruise?
It's a full and a half.
Okay, yeah.
Wrapped, taped together, and turned on its side. Is it Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
I think that's right. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So I think those two apple boxes, that size is fabulous. So
yeah, I want to go back to this previous one.
You couldn't let it.
I couldn't let it go.
I knew it.
I want to talk. Just my thing is, who cares?
We're missing 200 megapixels here. 200 pixels.
I don't care.
What's the deal?
Yeah, if you're gonna call it 4K or ultra high definition, whatever, man. The TVs right now, like any 4K TV that you buy, is not 4096 pixels wide. It's Ultra HD at 3800. So, like right now, if you've got a camera that's shooting Ultra HD and you're mad that it's not shooting 4K and you're mad about those 200 pixels, why? Yeah. The format doesn't exist. I mean, it literally doesn't exist.
There's no delivery system for it.
There's no delivery system for it. And so, unless you're, for some reason, projecting at 70 feet in the highest end theaters, then, which I don't even know if those do standard 4K. So, I don't know. So, I appreciate you
There's a
chime in
person
there.
who
Yeah.
really knows his stuff. We appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
You really know your stuff. And
I just don't see
but
the
it's-
delivery.
Yeah, there's just a point where it just, delivery may come, but it doesn't exist now.
Yeah.
So. Okay,
Okay.
so apple boxes.
Yeah.
They're 12 by 20.
Is that what we said?
12 by 20.
12 by 20.
And then 8, 4, or 2. And then a pancake is just 3/4 inch, which I've never understood. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
an
why wouldn't you
inch.
do an inch?
Is a pancake an inch?
Why wouldn't you?
It's supposed to be an inch. It is an inch.
It's gotta be an
1
inch.
inch plywood. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, 3/4.
Because
that's-
you can
yeah.
stack a pancake, 2 pancakes will give you a quarter apple.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there you have it. So 20 by, and let me give you a little thought about this.
Okay.
Because the next question is, can you make your own? I've made them.
Yeah.
And it's not super hard. It's just super time intensive. Because you got to cut all the pieces out. You've got to router all the edges. You've got to router the handholds on the inside and the outside. You got to sand all that. You got to nail them together. I've made them. It's just a lot of work, and
you start to go, okay, how much does a full apple cost? Half,
Yeah, exactly.
half apple.
they're
So-
expensive. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Someone said, "Oh my word, they're so expensive on B&H site." The price there is better than anywhere else you get it.
Yeah.
But you go to the different grip places down here in LA, and they're just expensive. They're just expensive.
Yeah.
But they are so useful. I mean, you use them you can't. It's probably one of the most useful tools on set that does not cost $1 billion. Only
Exactly.
$500,000.
Yeah. How much are they?
They're like $35 for a pancake. It's
Is it?
just a
Are they
piece of
really?
plywood. it's just insanely expensive.
Could you just make? Pancakes. Can't you just get 2 half-inch pieces and cut them out and glue them together?
Well, that 1 inch plywood's expensive, and they got little handle things.
Okay, yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know. But there you go. 12 by 20. It's worth trying to make them if you want to do it. If you have the skills, go for it. Because I've made them, and it's been successful. And
If you live in a big city, just check Craigslist. I've seen them on Craigslist quite a bit. So, very nice. Let's see. What do we got here?
Are you up next? Or
No, I think you are.
Okay, shooting at sunset. Mason-Dixon photo, 4 days ago. That was how long ago?
Oh yeah. Very nice.
Mason-Dixon photo.
Yeah.
Thanks for another great video. Can you tell us how you went about getting permission to do a commercial shoot in a national park and how much the permits cost? So this is shooting at sunset with the Lincoln. We called Gettysburg. There is a
right.
filming department there.
That's right.
They were pretty reasonable in price-wise. I thought actually it was reasonable, and I can't remember the exact cost.
$65.
That was the original that was the original quote, $65. But then you had to pay $50 an hour for a monitor.
Gotcha.
And by the time you add it up, I think we paid around $400 or $500
Okay.
to be there. So
Okay.
it was $400 or $500. That may be high. That may maybe $300 or $400, but it was worth it. You go through the process, get permission, and we had a guide with us from the park the whole time, and it was worth getting the permission. So.
Some really cool images.
If I could make my living and never had to do anything else again, but I could just shoot vintage imagery, I would do it the rest of my life. I love it. I should shoot vintage films is what I should do.
You should.
I should. I loved
Lincoln?
I loved Lincoln. But the one that was nominated for Best Picture this year, why can't I remember what it was?
Revenant?
No, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Did you see
Yeah,
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
I didn't see Brooklyn.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Is it so good?
It's a vintage, piece done.
New York. And,
I love that kind of stuff. I just
man.
love it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right.
But anyway, it's not hard to shoot in the national parks. You just have to get permission. And generally speaking, the only thing that is hard about it is you do have to have liability insurance, and that's $2 million liability. And if you don't have that, then that's a bit of a problem. But we have it, so it was like a $20 certificate to get the signed by giving us the ability to shoot there. So.
Insurance is cheap, guys, and you
It
don't
is.
necessarily need to go with any particular. You could call. I've insurance through State Farm. You know what I mean? And it used to be $33 a month. It's a lot more expensive now because I increased the gear and I did a lot of
Yeah,
things.
it all
I have
goes
$2
by
million,
how much stuff
$2
you're
million
covering.
liability and $100,000 with gear and stuff. So it's but insurance is cheap, and they'll be able to write you insurance certifications, and so it's worth it for sure.
I think if you're going to insure your cameras, do not insure your cameras without adding liability insurance to that process.
I think it's actually automatic.
Yeah,
it's
it
if you
probably is.
get insurance, liability is one of the first things that they throw on there. Maybe
But
not.
Tom
but
Pickard
yeah.
out of LA is a great company as well.
Yes.
Tom Pickard has great stuff.
That's really, really
You know what,
specific.
we missed
to,
an apple box one here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on a nesting apple box versus a traditional one?
Ryan Stam. I actually made nesting apple boxes.
Did you
The
really?
first ones I ever made.
So
I made
hinges and
yeah, hinges and everything. So a big hinged lid, and then 2 boxes dropped inside of it. But the problem was the 2 boxes dropped inside of it did not equal the dimensions were shorter than the one they were in, and
Right.
so it just. But the two on their own, they worked out. It's kind of like a smaller Apple box in an Apple box, but they have others that they pull out the side. Is that right, Kenneth?
Like
Pull out
the
side?
top panel and they come out the sides. I don't know.
Is it they come out the top?
That's the one I saw.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they come out the top. So they come out the top, but it's just, it's a great way to store them, and the idea is great, but they just don't equal height with each other, and so I don't think they're a great deal. I think you're better off just get yourself a set of Apple boxes and go from there. But that's my advice. But maybe there's something great there. Anyway, go on.
Shooting at sunset. Delta Fit said, when you start to get those long exposure, like 1 to 2 seconds, rather than risk movement from the model, could you use a second or rear curtain sync on your flashes?
Yeah, you absolutely could, but you have the same issue in that you're letting your model sit, and it's going to blur on one side or the other as you sync.
So I don't know what a curtain sync is.
The camera is going to open, and you can either have the flash go off when the first curtain comes up,
Okay.
or just before the last one goes. So at the beginning of the exposure or at the end,
Interesting.
basically.
Interesting.
I'm going to get a million people who are saying I'm saying this wrong, I'm positive.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure I am.
But you understand it. That's clear.
Absolutely. So, but the reality is, though, if the person's sitting there, if a person is standing when you take a strobe, when the strobe goes off,
You burn the image.
then that's where they are. And then if they move, there becomes this little black kind of highlight around, or black line around them, where they punched a hole in the sky when you took the strobe, and now if they move, then there's just this black line. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
So, but if you do rear curtain sync, if they're standing here and they move, and then it goes off, it's just the reverse. The line's just on the other side.
Oh, gotcha.
They're still masking out a place in the sky.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And that's a thing. They're saying that's not desirable. You don't want to get that black line.
Well, if you're
I don't
risking
like
the
the black
movement,
line.
yeah, I don't like the black line. It used to be kind of a cool thing. People did it all the time, but it's not cool anymore. Not cool anymore. If your mom wears bell bottoms, you'll hate them, and your kids will love them.
Yeah.
So there it
Right.
goes.
So black lines will be really cool when I have kids.
Absolutely. That'll be the thing.
Awesome.
Who better to ask than you? I want to fire a flash at fast shutter speed. Can I use something like the Pocket Wizard Flex TT5 with any manual speed light or strobe, or do I need something else? I use Nikon camera. I assume I would hook up the Pocket Wizard, put the transmitter on top of that, and a receiver on the flash, MyOps, Pocket Wizard, transmitter. Wow, there's too many stacking up here. Can they even be stacked? Ugh, I'm sure, and I'm very off track. Whoa, Steve-O, there's stuff going on all over here. Well, the whole idea of the Flex TT5 is the fact that it allows you to control these small speed lights off camera. I mean, that's what it does, but you've got to have also the receiver on this in order to control it.
Right.
And so,
What's the question?
So, what is the question here? Can I use something like the Pocket Wizard Flex TT5 with any manual speed light or strobe? If you have the AB unit, you can, because the B unit becomes the one that is going to now
So
control the
you
strobe.
need to have a transmitter and a receiver.
Yeah,
Is that right?
basically.
So your transmitter though can fire multiple flashes.
Yes.
So, but your receivers all have to be.
Yep. With the Flex 5,
yeah.
I believe they can do 3.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
That's something I should look at, and we should shoot a test, or not a test, but shoot another lesson on
Yeah.
Pocket Wizard. And Pocket Wizards are great. They are so great.
Yeah.
They have been a standard in the industry forever.
Who else makes
Great
that
equipment.
flash technology?
There's others that are trying to get it. No one's like Pocket Wizard. Not that I mean, there are others who are doing some, but it's Pocket Wizard is
The leading.
they really are. Yep.
Okay. Shooting a documentary. I know this is an old video, but what is the preferred boom mic you would prefer? So you probably have an answer, and I have an answer.
I know what your answer is.
What's mine?
Okay, let's hear it.
It's actually the Rode NTG3.
Really?
Yes.
That's a new one.
Yeah. I've had it for a long time now, and I've had the Sennheiser
Yeah.
416. I've had the Sennheiser.
I was going to say the Sennheiser 416.
And I would say the Sennheiser 416 has been the industry standard in booming
Forever.
for a long time, forever. But the reason I like the NTG3 is because it's got a beefier audio signal. So your vocals just sound stronger right out of the box. So the Sennheiser 416 is flat. And usually that's what you want in a microphone. It's what you want when you shoot cinema. You want a flat image, right? So you want the highest amount of dynamic range. It's the same thing for audio. However, I'm a video guy. I'm not doing a ton of audio stuff. I love a beefy, strong image coming right into my camera. I have built-in compressors on my XLR inputs on my camera, so I don't have to worry too much about the compression. So to me, it just sounds great. I love the sound of the Rode NTG3.
Wow, I'm gonna check it out.
It's like an $800 mic, so it's $300 cheaper.
Yeah, that's $300 cheaper
than the Sennheiser.
Or more, isn't it like $1,100?
It's $1,100, so it's $300 cheaper than this.
There you go. Notice how that math works right out there.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yep,
Let me get
the
my
math checks out there. Yeah. So it's cheaper than the Sennheiser. It's the durability, the build on it is just as nice. But I like the sound more because I don't have to do anything to it.
So there's a test we should do. We should put those two mics up, head to here,
and it's more forgiving. Look, if I'm off access just a little bit on the 416, then it's like a significant drop in my decibels.
But that's supposed to be the advantage, though.
To the shotgun mic.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting anything else. You're really honing in on. You gotta know what you're doing.
But to a degree, right? Because if it's a little bit, and you're just like you're trying to boom this thing, or just like you maybe are in a rush because you're trying to get this interview, this documentary, and you just kind of place it, and they're rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
Because you can't control that. You set it up on a stand, and they're leaning in, and they're in and out. You're trying to pull focus because you're a one-man band.
Yeah.
You need a microphone that's just got a little bit of forgiveness.
Kind of open that door.
So that's the Rode NTG3. Let's put a link in our description thing down here so you guys can buy this microphone from B&H because I'm telling you, dude, I love it. I love it. And I'm not saying that for any other reason for the fact that I have one and it's awesome.
Is it small enough I can put it on the camera?
No, it's like it's about this long, and it's metal. It's a really great build on it, but they're not like the 21-inch guy, but they're beautiful. I love them, and they're silver. It just looks cool, and they come in this metal case.
Silver? What is that?
I don't know. The 416's black, and
well, there you go.
This one's silver. I don't know.
This one goes to 11.
Yeah, and it's got this cool metal case that unscrews, and it's like the cylinder, and you pull it out, and you just feel like you feel so cool. You feel like you're about to have a lightsaber duel.
I took my 416 out the other day, and the front of it just goes, whoop, falls out on the ground. I'm going, it's an $1,100 mic.
Yeah. See, the front of my Rode has never fallen off.
Yeah, how long have you had it?
I've had it for 2 years.
Yeah, well, I've had mine for longer than that.
No, I think we probably got them about the same time.
I think mine just had a screw that came out. I saw.
I'm sure yours is great. I'm sure it's a great microphone. I love the mic. Like I said,
the guy who told me to buy this.
I did probably 3 years ago. Tell you to buy this microphone. I did.
Oh, that was 3 years ago. I bought it.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Well, the math had to make a little sense there. Yeah. Mr. 1100 is 300. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Facebook questions on speedlights. Kelly Johnson, other than using pocket wizards, how would you get them to trigger from a flash meter?
Use pocket wizards.
Well, you certainly can run a cord. I mean, there's the old-fashioned way of there's just a hard cord that hooks into your flash meter, and you run it over to the light, and you hit the flash meter, and it goes on. That was the way we did it in the beginning.
Do you still do that in studios, or is it?
You can. Yeah. Are you with the cable?
Yeah.
I don't because I have pocket wizards. but you can do it. I mean, when some people say, I can't afford pocket wizards, well, buy a
hard wire.
$20 cord.
Yeah.
But
I think she's asking, are there cheaper alternatives to wireless transmitting and receiving?
There are other wireless out there, and I'm not really up on what's great and what isn't. I just have had such great luck with the pocket wizards, and that's just where I'm at. But if I wasn't going to use pocket wizard, I'd want to be really comfortable with what else I'm using. But a cable, if you're going to carry the meter around to a meter, a cable is not such a bad deal.
Yeah.
You just have to get a really long one is all.
Yeah. So. If you're in a studio environment, I'd say a cable's probably
works,
fine.
Yeah.
But if you're out and about, you're on location, then you got to get a pocket wizard. You just got to get something that's reliable.
Yep.
Cool.
Makes sense. All right, well, that's all we got. So there you have it. Questions and answers.
Comments.
And
things.
Technical things and some other stuff thrown in with JP and Lars in the month of March.
Is this video being shot in 4K or Ultra HD?
It's much less than that. It's more like 1080p.
Hey, you know what? Where I come from, 1080p still rules.
Hey,
it's still king.
1080p. There we go. We're still waiting for the Ursa Mini.
Just waiting patiently. Any day now.
Any day. It's coming.
In the mail.
It is.
Yeah.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I call every morning.
Yeah.
B&H.
Hey,
Have
it's
you got
me.
in yet?
Yeah.
We're making fun.
Hey,
Poor guys
JP.
of
Yeah.
Black magic. Hey, we're sure it's going to be a fabulous camera when it gets here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you for your comments. Make sure you comment. We'll try to answer as many of them as possible on the YouTube channel and on our Facebook page, on our webpage. Go to theslantlens.com. There's a lot of great stuff there. You know what? I never talk about on our show the things we've got going.
Okay.
We have our business coaching class just launched on March 3rd. It's a 16-segment class that takes you from the beginning to the end of exactly what you need to do in order to start your business, to organize your business, to keep your receipts, whether you should incorporate. It goes through how to...
Can you link me in?
Absolutely.
I would love to be involved.
It's a great class
actually.
to do. I mean, even if you've been in business for a long time, it'll clean up all the things you're not doing right in your business.
Yeah.
Telling you right
There's
now.
a lot of those things. It's like,
it will help you.
It's like,
Plus,
do
it will
I
also help
need
you
to keep
get
these
on
receipts?
track with social media, with a lot of things. There's contracts in there. They've got a lot of things you can get, and it's pretty. It's like $290, I think.
Yeah.
I can't even remember.
Yeah.
It's late.
I will say one thing. I've known JP. I've known you now for probably 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. I would say JP is first a businessman and second a photographer. So everything you do, I feel like is so organized and feels so much like a business. So I'm serious too. I want to be looped in on this class.
Okay.
Because I very much appreciate. I mean, so much of what I've learned over the last 4 or 5 years has come from talking to you, picking your brain about some of your business things. So.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yep.
So we'll do it.
Check it out.
So check it out. There, go to theslantlens.com. Up on the top, there's a link that will take you to the business coaching class. It also comes with on the first Wednesday of each month, for an hour and a half or 2 hours, I come on live and I just answer people's questions. I want to be able to have access to me. So they're saying, well, I can't get this done. I don't know what that's going on with that. And just come to that call. Everyone who's in the course can come to that call and I'll answer all your questions. I'll stay on as long as I need to answer everybody's questions. So
cool.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I love the business of the creative world. So anyway, so there you have it. Month of March and more stuff to come in April. So keep those cameras rolling. Keep on clicking.